All right, 15 minutes after 7 o'clock. Good morning. You're listening to AM Ocala Live on WOCA The Source. We are broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall this Tuesday, March 20th, 2018. It is 15 minutes after 7 o'clock. You got to get up. School is on today. School was on yesterday, right? Yesterday was the first day back from spring break, right? This morning we are joined by Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Heidi Maier and Kevin Christian. First, let me say good morning to my partner. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Larry.
How you doing over there?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Heidi.
Hello.
Greetings. How are you, Dr. Maier? Sorry.
We're great.
I always forget.
Nice.
When the microphone goes on, no, you're Dr. Maier. on the microphone. So, yeah, we got some fun stuff to talk about. Oh, you know what? It's going to be a stormy day today. Let me tell you this first of all. Let me cheat here. 71 degrees is the temperature right now. 75 the expected high. So not really getting warm today at all. But rain is in the forecast, and not just rain. Severe weather. Let me read from the Weather Channel itself. An outbreak of severe thunderstorms will erupt across parts of the southeast. This is a huge area. But it does extend all the way down to Fort Myers, I think it said. This could be the most widespread severe weather since last summer. I'm sorry, 7 months ago. An energetic, this is what it says, an energetic jet stream disturbance will punch into the southeast. So, and it does include us. So, areas of concern. Here we go. Mississippi, Middle Tennessee, northern and central Alabama, North Georgia. Where's the Florida part? Yeah, here, parts of North and Central Florida. Tornadoes. They had baseball-sized hail in Jacksonville, Alabama. I didn't even know there was a Jacksonville, Alabama.
I'm glad you said Alabama, not just Jacksonville.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, I know. I saw that first too. So good morning, everybody. How you doing?
Great.
Fabulous.
Let me tell you what we're doing.
We're all matching today. We're black and pink.
Yes.
Everybody's got
Better than
pink
black and blue.
on. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
It is better than black and blue.
But I'm sorry.
He's in rare form today.
So you are here. We're going to talk about things in the schools. There's lots of serious stuff, but we're going to have some fun today, too. Galen Unold, when Galen is on later on, I want to talk to him about Ed O'Bannon. We had Ed O'Bannon as a guest. He was an NCAA superstar, I guess, with the colleges. And he sued the people who make video games because they were using his likeness, and they wasn't getting compensated. So
Nobody
Not
told
the
him.
first time that's happened.
Yeah, nobody told him.
he sued them. Did he win? I can't remember. He won.
Yeah, he won. He didn't want any money. It was just, setting precedents for
You can't take someone's image and identity and make money off of it yourself.
Yeah. I said to him, did you like it, though? Did you like the game? He said, oh, I loved it. I said, did it look like you? He said, oh, yeah, it looked like me. He said, the best part was it did my jump shot correctly.
Every time.
Yeah, I didn't know. So we'll talk to Galen about that. It's an interesting story, so I wanted to ask Galen since he knows sports. News Bites, of course, at 8:35. That's when we don't offer opinions or try to be entertaining, we're really going to try hard to be entertaining with you, Doctor.
Okay.
I have some things planned.
All right. We're ready.
How come you're not wearing your glasses? Do I have you
Because
on?
I'm not reading, right?
Oh, okay. You only wear them for reading?
Yeah, they're reading.
Ocala Eye is coming in today.
They're pretty. I like
They are
those.
pretty.
Very stylish.
Betsy Johnson's.
Oh, okay.
Very reserved,
Beautiful.
Auto repair with personal care. Matt Gibbs will be here talking about cars today. The first self-driving car
Uber.
versus pedestrian
Oh, goodness.
Uber.
fatality.
Oh, my goodness.
Where
yeah.
was that, in Arizona? I think,
Arizona?
right? Yeah.
Might be the first and last.
Let's hope it's the last.
Well, they pulled all of their.
Yeah, I know, but that technology will come back.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those things. Ocala Eye will be here today, Doctor.
Okay.
Are they
readers.
prescription reading glasses?
They're
They're
give
really
them at-
pretty.
Yeah.
You got it from
one
a
of the-
drugstore?
Ross.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Those are really nice.
$3.
Wow, you can't beat that. That's
Wow.
great.
Yeah.
The good news, I've asked these ladies from the Ocala Eye, do readers, because I got readers also, do they hurt you? And she said no.
So we're good.
Well, for those of us who've worn glasses for years and must wear glasses to read, Robin, I think you're among
Age
that group
7.
with us. Yes,
Yeah.
I was started at 2. Welcome to the club. It's a lot easier if you just wear them all the time.
I do
Yes.
wear
Then
them.
you don't have to keep up with them.
I do wear them all the time.
Okay.
But I shouldn't. But anyway. Ernest Drucker is coming on 11:05. He is the guy that used to run the store. Was that show, Mr. Drucker?
Petticoat Junction.
No, he's got a book called
I love that
Yeah,
show.
Mr. Drucker.
That's right.
And Green Acres, too. They have
Squirrel.
the same
Oh my
store.
gosh.
Decarcerating America from Mass Punishment to Public Health. That's the topic he wants to talk about. It sounds serious
such
to
a
me.
book.
Maybe I'll play
Yes,
some of your songs
that's
today
the book.
when he's on. Dr. Dustin Deming is a gastrointestinal oncologist. Oh, that sounds serious. March is National Colon Cancer Awareness Month, so we'll talk about that.
Yep.
And that's it, right? That's what we're doing.
Looks good. Thank you.
All right.
You're welcome.
So let's see. I have something here for you. Let me make sure I get it right here. Okay, I will find it here. Okay. I have so many of these things just for you,
Oh,
Doctor.
thanks.
You're special.
I'm listening.
Here we go.
Do we need to put the headphones
Yeah,
on?
you'll need to put
hear?
headphones on, yeah. Yeah, this is like knowing what I'm doing here. Here we go. Ready for this one?
Yes.
What do you think it is? It's the best day ever! You're disappointed?
I was waiting for 80s music. but
Oh.
it's okay.
I was too.
All right.
I was
Well,
there.
in the
All right.
beginning, it sounds like I'm a believer.
That's what I was going to say, the monkeys.
Right? That's what I thought.
All right, wait a minute. I do have something.
You know my favorite Monkees song?
What's that?
Is the one that Michael Nesmith does, You Just May Be the One. That is
Oh.
a beautiful song.
I don't know that.
I love
Very.
that one.
Yeah, it is
Love that
beautiful.
one.
All right, here's your 80s song. Ready?
Oh, Rick Astley.
Never gonna let you go.
See, now, I was going to Rick roll you. You know that thing, Rick roll?
Oh, goodness. Please, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do this.
Is that
Cover
the
your
one that
ears.
Is that the one that was number one?
Yeah, this was number one
Okay.
30 years ago today.
So who were the producers behind this?
Oh, my gosh. Is
behind
this something
him?
I should know?
I bet you know.
Is it Prince?
No.
I bet you
No, British
Oh, George
conglomerate.
Michael? No.
Stock, Aiken, and Waterman. And then they were also behind Kylie Minogue. And this
Really?
whole dance, 80s,
Kylie
late 80s
Minogue
stuff.
from Australia, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Well, that has a good club beat to it.
Yes. The whole 80s clubby stuff. Yes. Yes.
I had a roommate that looked just like him.
Really?
Really?
Used to call him.
He's a good-looking guy.
Well,
He was kind of goofy-looking back then, but
Yeah.
have you seen him like lately? He's not a
Oh.
bad-looking guy.
On YouTube, you can find him doing this one, I think,
Oh,
with
really?
30 years later.
recently with the Foo Fighters.
Oh,
really?
my.
Yes, it's for adult audiences, but it's
Oh, really?
Yes,
Does
very
the,
much.
Does the
Very
voice
much.
finally match the face? Because the voice did not match the face when he
No.
was younger.
It's still very deep. But
Yeah.
a very entertaining few minutes. Yes, for adults.
For adults.
For adults.
That must be for women.
No,
No?
no, some adult.
We're doing a young
Adjectives.
adult book. We're doing a young adult book.
I know. I'm following it on Facebook.
Are you?
When you post the pictures.
Ah, yeah. Odyssey. Oddysyea, right?
Yes.
Odyssey. It's a water thing. We got two projects going there, two totally different projects.
Yeah.
One for children and young adult. It looks like adult to me, but young adult.
Young adults, they love those.
All right. So I guess, wow. We're done with our little intro here. And anything off, like silly we can talk about before we get to the serious stuff?
What do you have?
What do I have?
Yes.
Did we start early?
Yes, we did.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We're good.
Sorry. I thought I had some stuff. Well, I don't.
Well, you have 2 computer screens that are working.
I know. How are you
I
doing?
know, that's
Very excited
amazing.
about that.
So the Student Media Festival's coming up.
It is.
Can I rickroll Dr. Heidi Maier at the Student Media Festival? Can I set it up like behind the scenes so she doesn't know when she gets up there?
Only if it's appropriate.
Who? Rickroll. It's Rick Astley. How could that not be appropriate? It's a something.
Because 3/4 of the people in the audience will just look at you and have no idea
Yeah,
what
they
you're
won't
doing.
know
Oh,
what it
really?
is.
The other 25% of
I
us
thought
will
this was
know.
a thing. I
Yeah.
thought this was a thing. Well, you just do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Heidi Maier. Oh, that's funny.
Guaranteed
But it does.
it-
You can't sit still on that. You know, my foot's
No.
never happened. I mean, everybody's moving to that. So.
The other day, I saw Paul Simon on a talk show in England.
Oh, my.
And he was the oldest guy on the panel, and everybody else was young guests. And this talk show host, his style was to have everybody in a semicircle. So
Okay.
the host is talking to him, and he plays "Homeward Bound." I don't know if you remember that song. Okay, and his voice is getting old. It is old, and he can't quite do what he used to do. And that's a really easy song, I would think, for a singer. But you look at the young faces of the other people on the panel, like, who is this guy? I have no clue who he is. Feel bad for people like that, right? Because he was so famous at one time.
And it just goes on and on and on.
Well, I bet he chuckles all the way to the bank.
Yes.
I bet he does too.
Every day.
I was thinking that too.
Do you know who he was married to? Well, not the first. Well, the first wife.
I know he was married to Carrie Fisher.
The first wife. Second wife.
But Edie
Current
Brickell.
wife.
Edie Brickell.
Yes.
Edie Brickell, yes.
Edie Brickell from the 80s. Name her song, Kevin.
Oh, no.
Edie Brickell.
You got me.
And
Right off the
And
bat.
the New
Bohemians. Yeah.
New Bohemians, yes.
New Bohemians, yes.
Yes, and I cannot for the life of me recall that song, but it was so bizarre.
Oh, yeah, I used to love this song. Yes.
What I am. What I
Oh, yes,
I
yes,
will not sing it.
yes.
It's now going through my head. Mhm.
Yeah.
What I am
to
is
YouTube
what
it.
I am,
And
and,
you-
what
and-
I am.
Oh, it's what I am is na.
Yeah,
Right,
that's it.
right,
Okay,
right,
got it.
right.
Just took a second for the gears to go.
Do you know who?
It's like 7 Degrees to an 80s song. Everything. Everything.
So have you seen Art Garfunkel lately? How he looks? Speaking of Paul Simon, he looks like Ed Koch. Art, I swear.
Where did that come from? Was that one of those?
Well, we were talking about Paul Simon.
Okay. Well,
Don't you remember? They were partners.
yes. Sometimes
when?
people just pull things out of the air, and that was
Dr.
one of those
Maier.
moments for me.
Oh, really? Well, he looks like Ed Koch. I was thinking about you the other day, Kevin. There was somebody
Oh,
who
goodness.
sounded like you. I was listening to somebody on the radio, and I was thinking, well, that sounds just like Kevin.
If it was last week, it was not me.
What is your connection with Tennessee? You were in Tennessee, right?
I was. I actually went to college there.
Oh, okay.
My
Did you
undergrad
grow up
work.
there?
I'm sorry?
Did you grow up there?
I did not.
So you have family there?
I do not.
You just went there because you like Tennessee?
I have a place there, and it's
You
a great
do?
place to escape.
Nice.
You go to there to escape?
Absolutely.
I need an escape place, Robin.
Listen, this is the easiest escape, to turn your phone off. That's
Oh,
the
there you
easiest
go.
escape.
That is true.
There you go.
But sometimes, some places where you go in this country, your phones don't work.
That's not why you go there. What, do you have a cabin?
I do.
Oh, that's
Well,
really
my
nice.
family does.
Is it in the mountains?
It is.
Oh my gosh, this is sounding so nice.
Yes.
Do you ever go when it's snowy?
It snowed twice last week.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice.
Yes.
Does this sound nice or what?
Wonderful.
We had freezing temperatures, we had snow, we had spring weather, and we had 73-degree weather, all in 1 week.
Wow. You've run the gamut then with that.
So is it near
It's
Nashville?
beautiful.
It's right outside of Pigeon Forge.
Oh,
Okay,
that's such
okay,
a beautiful
okay.
place. We stayed
So
up there.
I can be on the roller coasters at Dollywood
Oh, that's
in
awesome.
15 minutes.
Do you like
Oh,
do you like
wonderful.
roller coasters?
I do. Yes. I do.
Do you like Dolly Parton?
I do.
Does she ever show up there?
Absolutely. She was there actually Friday morning because the park opened Friday morning.
Oh.
I'm amazed at her because she has that ability to continue to reinvent herself.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at her business moves over the last 20 or 30 years,
Right.
a business enterprise.
Boy, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
That guy she was with early in her career, that goofy-looking guy?
Porter Wagner,
Right. Wasn't he a goofy-looking guy?
he was
Wasn't he?
as big in country music as you can be.
I know, but what,
He is responsible for her success. He's the one who put her on.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Wow.
But I think she helped him too.
Well, yes.
I think teaming up with her.
Of course, the song, her most famous song, was written for him.
I was about to share that.
What is that song?
I Will Always, Love You.
You're kidding me.
Really?
She
Wait
wrote
a-
that for him.
Oh my gosh, never knew that.
I didn't know that.
Get out of here.
Wait a minute. I
I
heard
didn't.
something that she pitched it to Elvis. And Elvis said, unless I can put my name as a writer, I'm not going to do it.
Now,
She's-
there's something in the back of my mind that says, yes, I've heard something similar to that.
Yeah.
But regardless, she wrote that for Porter Wagner.
Oh, because she loved him.
Well,
Or she wanted him to sing it.
I don't know that they were romantically involved, but
That's
Yes.
a great song, isn't it? A great
And it turned out to be her biggest song. It turned out to be Whitney's biggest song.
Yeah.
And every time we hear it, she goes to the bank very happy.
Yeah.
Very much.
Good for her. And she buys books for children.
Amazing
Yeah, she is
program.
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Amazing
she
program.
is amazing.
All right, we are up against the break. I guess we got to get serious on the other side of the news. We'll be right back with Dr. Heidi, Maier, and Kevin Christian talking about Marion County Public Schools.
Yay.
We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. There's been an explosion at a FedEx plant in Schertz, Texas, that's near San Antonio. A package blew up on a conveyor belt.
There was a woman that was seen and released at the scene for possibly sound injury, but she wasn't transported or anything to a local hospital or anything.
Schertz Police Lieutenant Manny Costas there. The FBI is investigating. We don't know yet if this is related to the 4 explosions in Austin, Texas this month, killing 2 people, injuring several others. The world's last known male northern white rhino has died. Sudan was 45 years old.
He was euthanized at a conservancy in Kenya Monday after he was no longer able to stand. The conservancy says they collected some of Sudan's genetic material, which may be able to produce northern white rhinos using cellular technology. There are now just 2 female northern white rhinos left, and they can't get pregnant.
Fox's Jill Nato. Fox News. We report, you decide.
When it comes to hiring, you don't have time to waste. You need to get to a short list of qualified candidates fast. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using our intuitive online dashboard. Your time is precious. Let Indeed help you get to your short list of qualified candidates. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because Lowe's saves pros money every day. And this week, we're saving pros even more during our Pro Spring Black Friday event. Look for special savings on the tool brands you trust and the building supplies you need. Plus, save 5% on every purchase every day when you use your Lowe's Business Credit Card. So, Pro, now that you know, let's get started. See the Lowe's Pro Desk for more details. Offer subject to credit approval. Can't be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. U.S. only.
We all know the importance of good health, but we may not know the latest advances in medicine that are available to us. Monday at 9:05 a.m., Bern Perez will be our roving medical reporter to tell us about Seven Hills Gastroenterology PA and Dr. Reddy. We will discuss screening techniques and more, so tune in and listen. This is more than news you can use. It's news that could save your life. That's Monday at 9:05 a.m. right here on The Source, WOCA.
The very best in quality is Captain T's upholstery.
Is that couch cushion sinking lower every time you sit in it? Does your boat look better with the cover on? Has your car's interior seen its better days? Stop using a towel to cover up those rips in the golf cart. Isn't it about time you had it restored to better than new with a custom upholstery from Captain T? Captain T's upholstery has been right here in Ocala for nearly 20 years, so they know how to make your ride one of a kind. Whether you want to take that classic ride back to a factory look or put your favorite sports team front and center, Captain T's upholstery is who to call. 352-369-1810. That's 352-369-1810. Or stop by their location, 5030 South Pine Avenue in Ocala, just past the drive-in. And of course, don't forget to visit them on the web, CaptainTUpholstery.com.
The very best in quality is Captain T's upholstery.
On Saturday, the 17th, the City of Ocala and Insight Credit Union present the Sculpture Stroll Celebration, a fun event for the entire family from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Art Park with a scavenger hunt. 10 new sculptures that you can vote on, free family art activities, live entertainment, including a Jack and the Beanstalk puppet show and a performance by Audrey Spillman. Contact Ocala Cultural Arts at 629-8447 or visit ocalafl.org/cultural arts. It's V5 fun for everyone, so don't miss it. it. Here is your 1-minute news brief from the source WOCA. The tail end of a cold front could spawn a line of severe storms across northern and central Florida today as a jet stream disturbance is punching into the southeast, driving a strong low-pressure system that is pulling warm and increasingly humid air northward from the Gulf of Mexico. This setup is providing the wind shear needed to make the atmosphere ripe for the development of severe thunderstorms and tornadoes. Severe weather could hit Ocala. The Marion County Sheriff's Office arrested a 62-year-old woman yesterday who allegedly broke into a car at a dealership and accidentally set fire inside of it after tossing a cigarette under the car seat. Calls continued to mount yesterday for a probe of the Florida Department of Transportation's involvement in last week's deadly collapse of a pedestrian bridge at Florida International University. And an 88-year-old Leesburg man is being recognized for donating 150 gallons of blood in his lifetime. And that is your news brief from the source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, plenty of clouds, breezy, warm and humid. A couple of thunderstorms will cross the area this afternoon, some of which can be severe. There's the risk for flooding downpours, large hail and damaging wind gusts with highs in the upper 70s to mid 80s. Clearing later Tuesday night, breezy, cooler, less humid. The overnight low in the upper 40s to mid 50s. Wednesday will be a windy, cool day with sunshine, high 69 to 73. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
All right, thank you. 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. We have in the studio Dr. Heidi Maier, the superintendent of public schools for Marion County, and Kevin Christian, the public information officer for Marion County Public Schools. And we're going to learn about stuff, a lot of stuff in the news about schools in general. And so you guys are here to tell us how we're doing in our county. So good morning again.
Good morning.
Now that we're official and supposed to be serious.
And the fun is over.
No, you never know. You might be rickrolled.
Oh.
That's why I didn't want to show you earlier, because I wanted to rickroll you like in the middle of something serious.
Okay.
We're ready.
I would have used good taste. I wouldn't have done it in a really serious one. It would have been like math serious.
Oh, okay.
That kind of serious.
Okay.
So today's Bill of Rights Day, is that what that is?
Not today, April 20th.
Oh, April 20th. Okay,
Yes.
I'm looking at the wrong month. Okay.
A lot of people are referring to that as a student walkout day.
And why is that?
Well, because it's a national recognition, if you will, for what happened in Parkland.
Oh, okay.
It's also recognition or the anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing and
the Oklahoma City bombing.
Several different other things. Columbine, yes. So lots of different events.
How does the Oklahoma City bombing get grouped in with those?
It's the 19th, April 19th.
Oh, that's the anniversary of it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how does that a Bill of Rights thing, though? I don't understand.
Well, in Marion County, we decided that instead of having students simply get up and walk out of class and cause a disturbance, which is against the law, Florida Statute 877.30 tells you that.
Listen to you.
So,
do you know all of them?
No, sir. Okay. I just happen to know that one.
Okay.
We are offering students the opportunity to make their voices heard, but in a way that's more constructive and more meaningful than simply going out on a street side and holding a sign.
Okay.
We've all seen those interviews where the reporters go up to kids and say, "What are you protesting?"
I know.
And inevitably,
They're not sure.
they get somebody who doesn't know what's happening. So we're taking advantage of that day and offering students opportunities to voice their opinions based on the Bill of Rights and what that affords us as Americans and as students in a school system, a safe environment where they can share those opinions without fear of being hurt or reprimanded, if you will.
Well, that's a good idea.
So, we're taking some heat over it, and that's okay.
From who?
Some people think it's, as I mentioned, just an opportunity for students to get up and walk out of class, and it's the antithesis of that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, walking out of class, obviously. Here's my thought about what is your thought about that whole thing where the students are wanting to. They feel like they want to do something. So you've got to have a feeling about that, right? Whether it's walking out of class, showing up in Washington or Tallahassee. What is your thoughts on that?
Well, of course they want to do something. They're hurting. They don't understand. But simply leaving class, walking across the street, and sitting on a sidewalk, what does that do? We expect these students, when they graduate, to be productive, responsible citizens. And it just doesn't happen with a magic wand when they turn 18 and they're able to vote. So our thoughts were, let's give them the opportunity to practice what they have been reading in these textbooks and give them the opportunity in a safe environment to learn how to be responsible citizens. We've turned the planning over to principals. Each principal must come up with a plan and submit it to our office for review, and that's because each school is going to view this differently. The views of the students at North Marion High School may be totally different than the views at Forest, and where they gather, it's going to be different on each campus. So each school's population will have their own plan, and each student's voice will be valued. We've made it very clear this is not a teacher-directed. Teachers are not to influence, encourage, or discourage participation, and that this will be a safe opportunity for students who behave as they should in a regular school day at a regular school event. They will be allowed to voice.
Oh, okay. So will they? And I guess the answer is you already told me that each school will do it differently. But I'm just. Have you heard what the plans are? Are the kids going to be on a stage at a podium talking, or?
Well, it's going to be specific, and in fact, principals at our last principal meeting last month, principals were given direction, and then they began meeting with student body leaders to plan. So they are actively involving these students. And again, this is a great lesson for these kids on how to be productive citizens.
I like the idea.
Well, and we've provided a 3-page document for them of resources as well. So, what are the Bill of Rights? Even as adults, it's hard for us to wrap our minds around not only the Bill of Rights, but why was it written and the context in which it's written. When you look at the Third Amendment, and it says, to paraphrase, soldiers just can't walk into your house and sleep on your couch. Well, a 13-year-old, a 17-year-old is going to say, well, of course not. But why? Why was it even written? What was the context? And so to have this opportunity to really wrap our heads around the why of it all, this is a huge opportunity for all of us. And we're very excited about this.
Will this be recorded, and then all the different schools, you will be putting clips together and then airing it so everybody else can see?
I am 100% certain that schools will record some of these events, and we'll try to put that together into like a collage, if you will. Again, each school has its own right, if you will, to hold an assembly, to hold a discussion, to hold an essay event. I mean, whatever they feel like is most appropriate for their specific student body. Students at Bellevue High School may not view it the same way as students at Denellam High School or Westport High School or North Marion High School. Right. So I think sometimes we put students or we put people into these cookie cutter molds and expect them to do this, and that's not what this is about. We expect students to behave appropriately. Of course, that's why we're having this within the confines of the school day, the regular academic day. But as far as how they express themselves,
it's a really good idea. I like this idea, and I think it's probably, I don't know if groundbreaking is the right word, but it's trend setting, I guess.
It's certainly different than what, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's certainly different than what I have seen other school districts do.
Well, and we had a little bit of time to think about it. They kind of jumped the gun and said March 14th we're going to walk out, and we kind of had a nice. There was no opportunity to do that because the kids weren't in school. But here, let me just tell you my thought on the whole walkout thing. I see it the way you see it, Doctor, is that you're not necessarily even grasping what you're out there for. That's a big part of it. But at the same time, I see it was a 17-minute walkout. That's what the news said, and so it's not that big of a period of time. And I know we could argue that. But I thought just getting out and realizing that you're trying to make a statement about something. If it's gun control, I may disagree with your opinion on gun control, but I definitely love the idea that you're thinking about it. You're thinking about what should be done. I know, Doctor, you had immediately, the next day after the shooting, you had said that the schools, all classrooms will be locked. That was in the news. Am I remembering that wrong?
It was actually done before that time.
Okay. But so and fortifying the schools was our conversation that next morning. Is like everybody else was talking about gun control, and I said, I don't really know anything about guns. I don't know if it's made illegal, does that still make it accessible? But still, fortifying the schools seems to be a way to do it. Are there ways to fortify a school?
Sure. I mean, there are ways to build barriers to control access to a single point entry. But even that in and of itself is not a guarantee. You take the school up in the elementary school.
In Connecticut?
Yes. That guy shot through the front glass windows to get into the school. That school had a buzzer door system.
Did not know
so
that.
they didn't buzz him in, so he just shot out the windows and gained access. So that's not a guarantee. I'm not sure that anything is a guarantee, but when you have more resources and more people to react to situations, I think nobody will argue against that that's a good move.
So the budget, this is what I heard, that the budget that was just passed is going to help with whatever we need to protect the schools. But I've heard there's an argument against that it's taking money away from the students. Can you comment on that?
Well, we know that there's a significant pot of money there, but we also know that every school district has to split that. So how it's going to be spent and how much for safety is unknown. There's a lot of unknowns right now. So as we wait, we move forward, as Kevin said, with our ALICE protocol and with locking doors and making plans and trying to reallocate existing resources as best we can.
And we're fortunate here in Marion County because we have a great relationship with law enforcement.
Yes, we do.
Not, other school districts don't have that for whatever reason.
Yeah, really. I wonder why.
You'd have to ask them. But you know, our police departments, Ocala Police, Bellevue Police, Denellen Police, and of course the Sheriff's Office work with us to protect our schools. So we're grateful for that. And
you do have the school resource officers.
Middle and high school, that is correct. And of course now they'll be at elementary school as part of that bill. You know, a lot of the comments that I receive from the public have been asking, okay, well, that money is there this year and maybe it'll be there next year, but what about 5 years from now?
Right.
Because that's a recurring expense. So we don't have the answer to that yet.
So we need more money. Do they hire somebody new or they just reassign somebody from like the sheriff's office? Is that how that works?
Well, they would be new positions, so they could do either. But most of the time, the SROs have a significant amount of experience in the field, on the road.
You know, one of the comments from the SRO, is that what you call them? Down in
School Resource Officer.
Parkland. That the guy that everybody's, not happy with.
Right.
That he wasn't close to the students. He was like removed from them. When my son Alex went to school, the school resource officer was really involved. This was in Bellevue, and it was a lady. She was really involved with the kids.
It's probably Linda Stroh.
Yeah,
years ago.
Right. I think you're right. Yeah. So I didn't see the disconnect in my son's school, but is that just the personal approach to the job of each resource officer?
Right, and like Kevin said, we are so lucky with our SROs, and they really do take these kids under their wing and mentor them as well, and we see them as a very positive influence on the kids and an opportunity for our kids to see law enforcement as a positive influence instead of just somebody who's going to, be
get them when they're in trouble.
Yeah, when they're in trouble.
I must tell you, Doctor, that I feel like we're in good hands with you. Every time something happens that you have to comment on, I'm all for what you say. You're a smart lady, and we're lucky to have you in the position you're in.
Oh, well, thank you. We've got a great team. We've got a great team of people taking
That's a great
care of our
leader right
kids.
there, who, as soon as she gets a compliment, Robin does the same thing. We'll put it on the team. Well, and I know you're right.
You need a great team.
But I'm just saying.
You need a great leader,
teachers,
too.
Custodians, everybody's out there working for these kids. We really do. We're blessed.
I wouldn't even ask this question, Kevin, but you put it on my list. Why? Why teacher work days? It says it on here.
Teachers.
This Friday is the teacher work day?
This Friday is the teacher work day. We pay teachers and we expect teachers to do just that, to teach. That's active in front of students to help them learn. There are some paperwork and other chores that are part of the job too. And so this is an opportunity for teachers to put grades, finalize their grades in our computer system so that grades can be distributed to students and parents. Those things take time. Even though it's computerized, there's still a process and grades have to be entered. That has to be done by somebody, and you multiply. We've got approximately 3,000 teachers, so that's 3,000 classrooms worth of grades.
So this gives them a chance to do their homework.
And absolutely. And I think it also gives, particularly at the younger levels, the elementary levels, teachers take advantage of that time to maybe switch out a bulletin board or do something else creative in the classroom. Because when you have students in your classroom all the time, you're teaching them. You don't have time to do those other things. So this is an opportunity for them to take care of some of those behind the scenes chores, if you will.
I feel like I knew that. Did you want that question asked today because you get a lot of
we
grief from people?
We get questions from parents. Say, why do you do this? Why do we have teacher work days? Why do we have early release days?
Really?
Why is this? Why is that? Yeah.
Well, you know what? That would be a good time for Rickroll.
Oh gosh.
We knew it was coming.
That's what I think you should do when you get those questions. Just Rickroll them. Just have a button on your desk.
That's funny.
So the next one, again, I wouldn't ask this one either. Early release days. Why have them? Is it for the same reason?
It is not. Early release days offer our teachers the opportunity to take advantage of professional development. And as a certified teacher in the state of Florida, you have to earn so many points on an annual or semi-annual basis to maintain your certification. So this is an opportunity for those teachers, those professionals, to attend that kind of professional development to maintain those certifications that we not only expect, but we require of our teachers.
Okay.
And do you hold that here in our county, or do they go somewhere else?
It's a mixture. Most of them are held either at the school site or at our professional development center, on the district east office. Yeah, there's. I mean, you imagine training 3,000 people.
That's a
not
lot
at one
people.
time, but throughout the year.
Throughout the year, their time is dispersed.
Right. And of course, these days are negotiated in the teacher's contract as well. So it's not a surprise. Our school board approved the school calendar for next year. 2 or 3 weeks ago, so that's already on our website, so people can go there and look at that calendar for 18-19. All those early release days, those teacher work days are already set there. We have doctors' offices calling us a year ahead of time for calendars because they want to set their office schedules according to school schedules.
Oh, that makes sense.
So,
yeah, sure.
And family vacations, people plan those kinds of things. So,
and that's really amazing because your website is so concise and precise and fun. I mean, there are fun things on there, too.
Again, there's a team of people behind that. I play a very small role, and the team that makes it happen, they really deserve the credit.
So the testing season, is that what you call it, coming up?
Right.
How many?
And to us, it's just another day. This is just another day for all of us.
Yeah, but for the kids.
For all of us, this is where.
I used to panic on testing.
Nope. There's no
reason to.
When you were a kid, you didn't panic on test day?
No.
Did you, Kevin?
I probably had a heightened sense of awareness, but I think it's our
Really?
I think it's our responsibility to encourage students to just relax and do their best. That's
because they've learned everything. It's time for them to show off what they know. Seriously, it's time for those kids just to say, I know that, I was taught that, and for the teachers to say, I've done a great job with these kids.
And this is done during the school days and not on Saturdays like the SAT or the ACT?
Correct. During the regular school day. Most of the tests are computerized, but there are some.
What does that mean? They take them on?
They take the test on a computer, yes. But some.
Can you open up a Google window? Can you do that?
No. No, it's within the confines of DOE and, of course, the security. They have to log in and all that kind of stuff. But some tests are also handwritten. The Florida Rights essay testing.
Do the schools teach cursive anymore? I heard that there's no cursive. Oh, you do? Okay. So where did that rumor come from? Are some schools not doing it, or some school districts?
Respectfully, it's not tested, so it doesn't get the emphasis that the cursive, but it is taught. It's a standard.
And what special accommodations do you make for the special students or the students that are blind? Are they verbal tests?
That's easy. Whatever is needed.
So nobody is left
out of the equation. There are tests that are available in large print. There are Braille tests available. Yeah.
Really?
If a student needs, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Maier, if a student needs someone to read the question to them, we provide that. Yeah.
Oh gosh,
It's part of their
those are
accommodation.
amazing. Mm-hmm.
They deserve to succeed just as much as any other student.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I saw Braille at a toll booth. I didn't understand that.
I see Braille in a lot of places, and I don't understand that either.
Here, with the lady texted Monday, there was a little thing right there, and it had the dots under it. And I said, really? I mean, is there anybody? I mean, I understand it on an elevator, or where's another place that I wondered
The ATM.
about? Yeah, the ATM.
Yes,
And
yes, the ATM.
But that would make sense, because if it's your wife's account and you're driving and she
Sure.
gets, right?
But you have to get up there, so I guess you have accommodations to get up there. But yes, if you're driving on the turnpike, the toll booth is on the left, which is the
Right.
driver's side. Yeah, I'm with you.
So,
on that
Robin,
one.
did you get nervous before you took a test?
Yeah, I did.
So 2
I
out
did.
of 2. You guys
I
didn't
was
really.
nervous.
You knew you knew.
Yeah.
See, if I know that I know, then I guess I don't get nervous. But I never knew what I knew.
Until you didn't know what you didn't know.
Like when you take a test, you don't know if you really know everything that's going to be on the test.
Well, that's the purpose of the test.
Right,
is to
I know.
test what you know.
I know. Well, I guess that's why I was nervous. I mean, I did pretty good. I was an okay student. Say okay.
You've done well in life. I think you did okay.
We'll see. Wait till the day I die, then say something. So
Moving on to the next.
the
topic.
job fair. Oh, the last thing is my favorite thing because we're part of it, the student media. But next to last is the teacher job fair. What is that?
Oh,
That's where you hire teachers?
yes,
Really?
we're excited. In fact, we just started the big planning yesterday. It's going to be May 12th. It'll be held at the MTI campus on Fort King, and our goal is to have all of our teachers hired by that time. But this will be opportunity for us to interview and to hire on the spot any vacant positions.
Where do they come from? Where do the prospective teachers come from?
Well, we are going to advertise nationwide, so we're going to welcome them from
Nice.
Oh, wonderful.
from Marion County, from Florida, from anywhere. When we had our principal interview process a few weeks ago, we had people from Las Vegas and Virginia,
New Mexico,
Virginia, a ton of local applicants, internal applicants, and surrounding counties. So the word is out that Marion County is the place to be.
Name a teacher that you had when you were a child or a student that had an impact on you.
Oh, Mrs. Hoffman.
Mrs. McKean.
Robin?
Oh, Mrs. Carlson.
Mrs. Foster.
See?
They're all women.
That fast.
See? I did that for that reason. I was just curious. I'm not saying there's no good men teachers. But what I was going to say is this, that sometimes the good lady teachers get pregnant and then leave. Right? They have to go home.
Well, they can come back.
I remember that as
We
a
hope
kid.
so.
I remember as a kid, you have a great teacher, and she announces to the class, "Oh, I'm so happy! I want to share this with everybody. I'm going to have a baby. Oh, that's great! And I won't be here for the next 7 weeks or whatever. oh, that's not good."
I had Mr. Jude. He was a great teacher.
Oh, there you go.
For 2 years. So.
Well, when the teachers come over here for the job fair and they're out of state, and then you hire them, do they need to take Florida state boards, or are they laterally moved over here?
Well, we have reciprocity with some states, but we will have our certification specialist on call that day, and she will be there to work through the process. And if we hire anybody out of field like that, we will certainly walk them through that process to obtain their Florida certification.
Yeah, and teachers typically, if we hire them out of field, have a year to complete that process.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
like we would hire you to teach French if you had a math degree. You would have to have some kind of experience with the French language to teach that. You may not be certified to teach it, but we would afford you the opportunity over the next year to get that certification.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is great.
Do you speak any foreign languages fluently?
I was fine until you said fluently.
Define fluently.
Yes.
Well, you could you get around in Cuba
After
or
2 years of French in
France.
high school and
Oh,
2
French?
years of French in college, I think I could get around in France.
Oh, nice.
I don't know that I could speak it fluently. I would have to be in that culture. You know, immersion is the best method for a foreign language. but
immersion? Yes.
I think I'd be okay.
I was in Quebec one time, and a lady was selling bread out of the back of her station wagon.
How much did you pay for it?
I didn't pay anything, but I knew.
Okay.
But I knew what she was saying. I knew
Oh, okay.
the word, and now I forget it. It's been so long, but it was one of those moments where I said, "Oh, I remember learning this."
Oui, oui.
No, madame. No, I don't want any pain. Whatever it was. The word for bread is PAIN, right?
Yes.
How's it pronounced?
Pan.
Pan. Why is it in English pain? Is there a connection there? I mean, is it?
Well, we are really off topic, aren't we? My goodness.
No, you said teach French.
I think the English language, our pronunciations are much more harsh. They're harder. And in
that
French,
Anglo-Saxon influence.
In French, you typically don't pronounce the last letter of the word. In most cases.
All right, Student Media Festival. That's something we love because we're part of it. So let's squeeze that in here.
You guys have been part of it for every year?
Every but one.
Every year but the very first year.
This will be Dr. Maier's second, where she gets to hand out Best of Show awards.
That is exciting.
Congratulations.
That is a huge deal.
When do the kids first get assigned that? And when did they find out we're going to make a video this year?
The beginning of the school year.
Very beginning.
Yeah, some students start that early. The deadline for entries was yesterday at noon. So we'll know later today how many entries we have. Wow. But typically we have around 250, upwards of 300, depending on the year.
And the judging is March 31st.
Correct, yes. And then the festival is Friday the 13th. Friday,
Nice.
April 13th.
Oh, really?
At the
April
MTI
13th.
Auditorium,
Nice.
yeah.
And we're doing it over there again, huh?
That's where it started.
Yes, it
so
sure
we're going
did.
back.
Sure
Going
did.
back to our roots, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a
But
wonderful auditorium.
Technically, I bet it's way better. Because remember the first time it was like things didn't quite work.
Yes, after 16 years, I hope we've got our act together.
Yeah. No, you do.
It really is a great show.
You do.
It really is. It's all about the kids.
And the students dress up, and they're just so exciting, and they're excited. If they don't win, they're excited for the people that do win.
Absolutely.
A lot of applause and
Absolutely.
camaraderie there.
Who's hosting it this year? emceeing it.
I haven't announced that yet, but I could give you the scoop.
Go ahead.
Paige Beck from TV20.
Oh, nice. She's
Nice.
wonderful.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, she's great.
Dr. Heidi Maier, thank you so much for what you do for us.
Yay, thanks for having us on today.
And for being a friend and for coming in here to do this once a month. And Kevin Christian, the same thing for you. Thank you for being a good friend.
Merci.
Thank you for teaching me French.
And you both support everything in our community. You guys are out there everywhere. I mean, with the veterans, everything. You both are out there in our community.
We all should be involved. It's
You're
our
wonderful.
community.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do a Facebook post for everybody in the audience to rickroll you at the same time when you're up on the stage.
That would be fun. That would.
On their
That
phones.
would be
Everybody
fun.
just rickroll Dr. Maier as soon as she starts to talk.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it.
I won't even arrange it with Kevin and the production team.
Just make it happen.
Just the
so he
audience
can
will do it.
Plausible deniability.
What do you call that thing? A flash
mob?
Flash mob.
Flash mob. But
Let's do it.
We'll do it with phones.
Let's do it.
I've never heard that before. Flash mob with phones.
Game on.
You could invent it.
I'm
You'd be
inventing
famous.
a new thing. We need a word for that. What can we call it? Flash phone. Flash.
We'll let you work on that.
Phone.
You got 3 weeks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Cool.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Here is your 1-minute news brief from The Source, WOCA. The tail end of a cold front could spawn a line of severe storms across northern and central Florida today as a jet stream disturbance is punching